If you're considering an open relationship, I want to first of all congratulate you. I think you're incredibly smart and you recognize a lot of faulty thinking in conventional wisdom or quote unquote wisdom in our society. And either you're a woman who recognizes that women who have sex with people they'd like to have sex with in our society are divided into two separate kinds. The first kind of woman who is someone who has sex for nothing in exchange, nothing in return. She has sex with a person because she likes to, wants to, and she finds him cute or adorable or compelling or interesting or fun. And she doesn't require his sense of security. He doesn't require anything in return. She doesn't require a relationship. She doesn't require money. She doesn't require property. She doesn't require ownership or anything like that. Maybe she's a CEO. She's super successful and busy. Maybe she's traveling the world. Whatever it is, it's for her own reason. And society will condemn this kind of woman with this kind of behavior and saying, you're having sex, you have no self-respect, you give yourself away for nothing. You have no self-respect. Can you imagine you doing the things that you'd like for your own reasons and people condemning you saying you have no self-respect? And then there's the other kind of woman you recognize, and the other kind of woman is somebody who only has sex for value. She only has sex for something in return, and society applauds this behavior and saying that yes, you should only have sex for something in return. Either it's immediate return, whether it's property or whether it's somebody paying for their things or buying them something or giving them cash, or a more long-term exchange, maybe a long-term exchange of exclusivity or a sense of security. And you recognize that there are only these two kinds of women. Either you have no self-respect and you have sex for somebody for nothing in return, or you do have self-respect and you only have sex for something in return. And you say, wow, that's completely bogus and insane. And so you say, I am a completely independent and free individual and I will do whatever I want, recognizing my own sense of security and sense of sexual health and safety with whomever I want, and fuck what they think. Isn't that the better way to go? And if you're considering an open relationship and you're a man, you recognize that you have the ability now to facilitate freedom and exploration and happiness and ecstatic love with somebody else, with your partner in your relationship. You encourage their freedom. You encourage them to pursue things that they'd like for their own reasons, whether it's with you or not. And that's what love is. And so I want you to consider these first things first in an open relationship, these premises and axioms in an open relationship, so you can have happy, harmonious, and fun ones. The first thing is love, recognizing what it is. Love is wanting for your beloved's happiness, intrinsic to your happiness. What does that mean? It means that as much as you want for your happiness, which is the most important thing for most people, you want for their happiness. And so anything that prevents that is directly a demonstration of your lack of love. So what does love look like? And what does it not look like? Love looks like you're wanting for them to pursue things that they'd like, do things they'd like for their own reasons, for their own well-being, happiness, and gain and benefit. An actualization. What does it not look like? It looks like you're preventing them from doing the things they'd like with whom they like, whether it's with a penis or a vagina or not, for their own reasons, for their own happiness and actualization. And that leads us to the second thing. The second thing you have to consider is jealousy. Jealousy is your ego screaming at you saying, if I gave my partner the choice, they may not choose to return to me. And how most people deal with that is they say, I will not give my partner the ability to choose. I will prevent them from having more options by imprisoning them or preventing them to do things that they'd like with the opposite sex. Or people with the potential for them, for they're having the opportunity for choice. And so I encourage you to get rid of this insane notion of jealousy. Don't prevent your beloved from doing things they'd like. Encourage them to do things they like for their own happiness, well-being, and gain, whether or not it's with you or not. And overwhelmingly the case is that they will always choose you, always return to you, because most no one ever encourages it of her or him. The third thing I want you to recognize is that this thing takes a tremendous amount of maturity. It doesn't take too much maturity to be in a monogamous relationship where you're both taken as granted. You grant yourself to your beloved or your partner in a monogamous relationship, and they grant themselves to you, and you never need to do anything else. You're both granted. You're both in the relationship. How dare you break up with me? You promised me you're going to be with me forever. We have a contract of exclusivity. How dare you fall in love with somebody else? How dare you see somebody else? How dare you think or even touch somebody else? Of course, we humans did not evolve to be monogamous, so it doesn't take that much amount of maturity or communication skills to be in a monogamous relationship. This is what I want you to recognize. This is not for somebody who doesn't know or want or care about increasing their communication skills. Now, how do you know you are in a mature relationship? How you know is that when you encourage freedom of the individual. What does that look like? For a man, it looks like this. For a man, it's his foregoing his need for approval of other people. You become a man where you no longer seek the approval of the opinions, the approval of other people. For a woman, what does freedom look like? For a woman, she becomes truly a woman. She turns a girl into a woman when she recognizes that her security is from her and her alone. That she creates her own security. It doesn't mean she has to be rich. It doesn't mean she has to be a CEO or entrepreneur or a business owner. It means that her sensation of security is something she creates for herself. And she has the ability to go anywhere in the world and be secure by having the ability to survive and having the skills to compel other people to help her whenever she needs it. To compel and influence other people. That's a tremendous skill. The fourth thing is recognizing that this does take a lot of maturity. Now recognizing that there are two fantastic rules that I have for my open relationship that you might want to encourage and take on for yourself. My first rule is that I will never be any woman's only sex partner. This ensures my never being taken for granted. It doesn't mean that she has to go out there and sleep with other people. It means that when she finds somebody who she finds yummy and compelling and attractive and sweet and interesting, and she wants to sleep with them, that she tells herself that she is free to explore those things with that person. And when she comes back to me, and she will be comfortable and happy to tell me all about it. And I'm encouraging her that I would love to hear more about it. How was it? Did he do anything different? He or she do anything different that I'd like to try out for my own? My next rule is that she must do her best to get along with my other girlfriends. It just means no infighting or no starting rumors, no causing any kind of disharmony in any of my relationships and friendships, which is just common sense when you are in a mature relationship with somebody. The part where it takes maturity is that I don't have any rules for sexual health. And that's because I already presume in my relationship that my girlfriend is mature. I already presume in the relationship that she looks out for my sexual health and she looks out for her sexual health for our own benefit and gain. And so she takes primal care of her sexual health, and I take primal health of and I talked about it in my last video about the truth about sexual health in open relationships. And I am tremendously, I've never caught anything other than a cold over the past 10 years. So here's what I want you to do next. Number one is I want you to read my book, Relationships 101. All you have to do is go to Amazon, search my name, Rone John, and Relationship 101. You'll find my book. It goes over everything I just talked about and more, goes in depth over how relationships came to be and why open relationship is the best style of relationship that you can have. Number two thing I want you to do is consider, what do you want? What do you really want? If you are going to consider an open relationship, you will want to consider how increasing and involving your communication skills and getting better at it and being able to communicate more and more and more and more, being more connected with your partner and being able to facilitate non-judgmental acceptance and love. The third thing I want you to do is support my videos and channel. Click the like and click the heart. Comment on my video and tell me what you think about considering an open relationship. And I want you to share this video with other people. And subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.